The concept of warping a Mirrix loom is actually quite simple. After you've started your warp thread by tying onto the warping bar, this same pattern is repeated until you finish warping. You are basically wrapping your warp thread around the loom, but each time you hit the warping bar, you loop around it and start back in the same direction you just came from. Each time you hit the warp coil, place your thread in the next dent, or space in the warp coil, over. Move your warp thread over the top of the loom to the back and loop around the warping bar, coming back over the top of the loom, this time from the back to the front, and placing the warp thread in the next dent over. Continue down the front of the loom and come around the bottom beam from the front to the back. Now bring your warp up the back of your loom until you hit the warping bar. At that point, loop around the warping bar and come back down the loom in the direction you just came from. Now, bring your warp under the bottom beam of the loom to the front and up the front of your loom until you hit the warp coil, and place your warp in the next dent over. Continue in this pattern.